The job contract that thousands of nurses have with many Twin Cities hospitals ran out today.
Nurses are threatening to walk off the job next week. But first, they'll sit down at the bargaining table with the hospitals and a federal mediator tomorrow. Two key sticking points are staffing and pension plans. So how does the current contract compare to others across the nation? The Minnesota Nurses Association wants a nurse-to-patient ratio rule written in the contract. It would depend on which department the nurses worked. For instance, in labor and delivery, nurses would only have 2 patients. Right now, California is the only other state that has that plan. At least 14 other states have proposed nurse-patient ratio legislation.
What the studies have found is that these rigid rules around staffing ratios do not increase the quality of care for patients.
There is a lot of evidence that's coming out of published research, even just recently, Linda Aiken's study, that compared the California ratios to other states that have no ratios in place. And the data is very compelling that, ratios for nurses to patients that are based on the needs of the patient protect them.
A pension, or what's called the defined benefit plan, is also holding up the contract. There are many states that have similar plans, including New York, California, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. The hospitals say they don't want to take the pension away, they just don't want to pay as much into the pot.
For senior nurses right now, formula set aside is 1.7%. And what the hospitals are offering is a 1.2%.
The hospitals have not made a case that they cannot afford the pension. They have not made a case that the pension cannot be sustained economically. They have made a case that they don't want to pay for the pension.
The nurses say they'll strike for 1 day on June 10th unless a deal is reached. The hospitals say it won't just be a 1-day strike. They say if the nurses walk, the hospitals will hire temporary nurses to fill in. There's more.